As you can see my screen right now, I've just opened it up for all of you just to quickly walk you through this. And this is just to keep you inspired in the journey. So it's at the end of the day, it's a learning. So BI as most of you are starting out, it's very, very important for all of you to stay inspired in in this journey overall. So if you see these are different certification categories that Microsoft has, and obviously the category you are looking at is the data category. Okay, so all the aspects of it, you can see that demonstrate expertise in specific aspects of Microsoft Business Intelligence solution. Okay, and SQL Server is basically the key underlying technology software that you're using. So everything that we are discussing, everything that you have in MSBI is ultimately a SQL Server suite of tools. As I mentioned, SQL Server integration services, SQL Server analysis services, and SQL Server reporting services. So I have this stuff installed in my system, and if I just have to show you, so ultimately these are all part of SQL Server 2014. You can see something called data tools, and by the way, I will be demonstrating this to you in the 2014 version. So just to give you guys a heads up, so we are going to be talking about this from SQL Server 2014 perspective. Okay, most of you might have different versions installed. Some of you might have 2012, some of you might have 2008 R2, but then broadly the concepts that we're going to talk about are going to be the same. There is Microsoft does ensure that there's a good amount of backward compatibility with the previous versions. So in case you're using, and obviously there's also forward compatibility. So in case you're using any of the other versions, so most of the concepts should be similar. Unless you're using 2005, so I would recommend that at least you should be up on 2008 R2. If you're at least on 2008 R2, you will find almost all of the things that we discovered to be similar, barring a very few features here and there. But then 2005 is going to be different, by the way. Okay, so if you're starting out from 2008, be it 2012, be it on 2014, or even if you're 2016 for that matter, you will still find most of the things to be very similar to what we're discussing here. 2016, one major difference in Microsoft's suite of tools is going to be that the reporting services aspect is very different. So SSRS is completely different, but otherwise, even in 2016, your SSIS and SSAS, as I mentioned, even reporting service SSRS, the fundamental concepts remain the same. So in short, to summarize, it is very version agnostic. So I'm not going to go back and stress that you have to have 2014 up on your system for you to be able to take this course. Absolutely not. Feel free. We're gonna be very generic in our discussion. Obviously, I'm gonna be demoing a lot of this stuff in 2014, but then you can still pick up the concepts if you have other versions available. Okay. So this is the data track, and you can see the different certification levels. So MTA is obviously the standard level certification that you have. MCSA is the next level, and you can just see the brief description. In case the first time you're viewing this page, just give a brief idea about what this is. This fundamental level certification. This is the solution associate level certification. This is the export level certification. Okay, so obviously myself, I am an MCSE certified professional in the SQL Server data track. So kind of covered all the certifications here, and brief introduction about myself in terms of certifications, what I've covered here. Okay, so if you want to browse more about MCSA, you can go to more, and you can see some of the other skills that you have and what are some of the certifications that you have available here. Okay, so for instance, if you look at MTA, you can see in MTA there's only the database level certification, very basic exam, fundamental SQL concepts, very simple to take. Okay, these certifications are a little expensive. I think it costs around 10,000 rupees in India. Okay, so it does cost a little bit of money. Plan it out, and it's always a good thing to have. So these are the different certifications available in BI development, MCSA. So BI development, as you can see, you can actually explore it. If you explore the certification, it will actually take you through the different exams that you have to take for you to achieve the MCSA SQL 2016 BI development. Okay, and you can see these are all the exams that are required. So this is the final certification badge that you will get. Okay, and if you click on exams, this will actually take you through all the exams that you have to take. So one is obviously for you to become an MCSA, you have to take two exams. One is the 70767, and the other is 70768. So one is implementing data warehouse, and the other is developing SQL model. Okay. Similarly, you can browse through other categories also. I just wanted to give you a rundown of how to go through this site. So I feel it's important that you understand how to browse the certification site. I'm obviously the expert level certification, data management and analytics. Just go to explore and look at the exams that are required for you to take it. click on exams, you can see that these are all the exams that are required for you to achieve the expert level certification. So there's 7 exams that you have to take in total. Okay, there are instances that you might be wondering that is all 2016 certifications, but there are ways through which if you are 2014 certified, Microsoft does make available. As you can see, this is 2014. Microsoft does have means through which you can upgrade your certification. Okay, and very recently they've also introduced the data science certification. It's a very recent development. It was not there before, but given the huge craze toward data science, this is a very recent phenomenon. They've actually introduced this as well. Okay, but for our intents and purposes, MSBI particularly, it is also rich in SQL Server concepts. So for our intents and purposes, we are primarily concerned with the MCSA SQL 2016 BI development. This is one thing you can consider. And in the MCSE track, obviously, kind of covers the entire suite of BI tools, data tools. Okay, so it's very interlinked. It's not to say that one is important and the other is not important. The first question that might come to your mind is, okay, if we are talking about MSBI, how is SQL Server related to MSBI? So you might be wondering that, okay, so if I have to do the BI certification, why is it that I need to be certified as a database development? So I mean, why do I need to know SQL Server in short? So in short, the answer is that MSBI doesn't exist without SQL Server. So you have to be strong in SQL fundamentals. And I need to stress this as a prerequisite for this course also. I'm assuming that all of you here have a good enough understanding and background in SQL Server, but then it is very important that you have very good SQL skills in general. Okay, the same for this course also. We are going to be talking about MSBI, but I expect all of you to have a very good grounding in SQL Server in SQL skills. Okay, there are different, and just to give you a rundown of it, SQL Server is just another kind of DBMS, the database management system. There are a lot of different vendors out there in the market, Oracle, Microsoft. So SQL Server is a DBMS from the Microsoft stable, so similar to Oracle. Okay, so many other, you have Sybase, you have MySQL, you have IBM DB2, so a lot of different vendors out there. But SQL Server is from the Microsoft stable. So all that we are doing in MSBI, be it SSIS, SSAS, SSRS, these are all part of the SQL Server suite of services. Okay, so they're all based out of SQL Server. And ultimately, when you talk about being a SQL BI developer, you're talking about not only MSBI skills, not only the fact that you can build a SSIS solution or an SSAS or an SSRS solution, but you're also talking a lot more in terms of um, how well you understand SQL Server concepts. I'm not talking about administration. I'm not talking about in terms of you understand disaster recovery, high availability concepts, clustering, stuff like that. But then I do expect you to be very good in SQL Server development concepts. And to be specific, I expect all of you to be very good in Transact SQL. TSQL is what we call it. Okay, and TSQL again is the Microsoft SQL Server version of SQL, right? So ANSI SQL standards vary from different database to database, right? So in Oracle, you have a different version of SQL. MySQL, you have a different version of SQL. So different versions. You have different versions of SQL. This is the TSQL, Transact SQL is the Microsoft variant, Microsoft SQL Server variant. So I expect all of you to be strong in Transact SQL, and for you to be really good to become an MSBI developer. Okay. All right. So should I clear MTA and MCSA to achieve MCSE? Answer is to some extent, yes, because as you can see, I just gave you an overview here. You can just probably explore this in more detail, but in short, the answer is yes, because if you see that most of these certifications are linked. So if you look at MCSE, you will see that some of these certifications that you have to clear are part of an MCSA module also. So in short, yes, you need to, and these are all related. So in short, yes, you need to have. So as you can see that you need to have your MCSA cleared before you take this up. Okay, so there are some prerequisites that you have before you become an MCSE. Make sense? Yeah. So for taking up each certification, you need to have basic prerequisite. As you can see, that completion is that for you to become an MCSE, this is what you have. Okay. So the other thing I wanted to introduce you, and this is another thing that we have We're going to talk about a lot in our, you're going to reference a lot, in fact, is the MSDN. So MSDN is what we call Microsoft Developer Network. So it's msdn.microsoft.com. This is going to be a bible for anything and everything related to Microsoft.
I'm sure you enjoyed learning from this video. Please like the video, and if you have any doubts regarding this video, please comment us in the comment section, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more such informative videos. Do look out for other related videos in our playlist. For more information, visit our website now. Keep learning with Intellipaat.